Parenthood is full of memories, milestones and magic moments. And it can occasionally be kind of frustrating. Being asked the same question over and over and over again, getting kicked by a tiny rage-fueled gremlin, trying to wrestle a defiant yet surprisingly muscular toddler into their car seat. But is it ever okay to yell at your kids?
You got nothing to say till I tell you, unless I ask you a direct question.
Tony.
A new study suggests shouting might be having more of an effect than you think.
So you know that yelling and shouting at children can have a number of immediate effects on them for the trauma response.
And all that yelling could cause major issues further down the track.
Individuals who experience childhood trauma really develop coping mechanisms in an attempt to deal with the past pain or trauma. However, these coping mechanisms do often keep us trapped, and they can result in negative outcomes, such as addiction, negative self-thoughts, often patterns revealing themselves later on in life.
No one wants to be a bad parent, so let's count to 10, take a deep breath, and find a better option than screaming bloody murder.
No! 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 No!
To get some solutions, we're joined now by child psychologist Dr. Emma Woodward. And Emma, I'll admit it, I've yelled at my kids. Does it make me a bad parent?
Oh, goodness me, absolutely not. We all shout at our kids sometimes, and I think it's really important that in those moments where we lose it, we show ourselves some self-compassion. And that's not to kind of say that it's okay, because it's not ideal to shout at our kids, but sometimes things just go a little bit wrong, and we're going to learn how to put it right more effectively if we don't feel so triggered and activated and ashamed of ourselves for doing so.
Look, I've yelled at my kids and I instantly feel terrible. How do I make it better?
Of course you're going to feel terrible when you've shouted at this small human that you've put so much effort into and you've kind of brought into this world, and you lose your stuff and you shout at them and you overpower them. The best thing to do is take a few deep breaths, think about how you can put yourself together again, and then approach your child and repair the relationship, explain the situation more calmly, and kind of think about some of the things that led up to you shouting and see if you can put some strategies in place so next time that situation occurs, you don't get so triggered and activated that you end up shouting.
Are there different kinds of yelling? Because sometimes I just need my kid to get her shoes on.
Yes, there are different types of yelling, and there's a difference between raising your voice to get somebody's attention and shouting at somebody because you're really, really angry. Now, parents do both, you know, so if you've done either one of those, it's absolutely fine. There are things you can do, like we said, to kind of come back from that. But yeah, no, there are different types of yelling. So raising your voice to get someone's attention in a safety situation might be appropriate. Shouting at someone because you're really, really angry and they're not doing what you want them to do might not be so appropriate. And that has a more damaging effect on a young person or a child.
So what should I do instead of shouting? Maybe excuse myself and go scream into a pillow?
If that works for you, most definitely. But I think my big key kind of takeaway here is if you practice when it's easy when it's hard. So don't expect yourself to do anything that can calm you down when you're already kind of feeling really overwhelmed.
Yeah, good advice. It's what about if my child yells at me?
Well, if your child shouts at you, this is a perfect opportunity for you to model calm. Our children are much more likely to shout at us if we're shouty. I don't know about you, but I often catch myself shouting at my kids, "Will you stop shouting?" So, you know, children model their behaviour on us. So if your children are dysregulated and we can be calm in front of their dysregulation, they're more likely to then learn how to be calm when they're stressed too. So it's a really key opportunity for you to model calm.
All right, Emma. Thank you so much for your expertise and your time tonight.
You're very welcome indeed.
Kia ora everyone, Tuesday night of the project and look, Di Henwood's here. Great to see you. And people who don't know Di off screen won't realise he's actually pretty zen, pretty calm when he's not on stage. Does that help with the parenting, help stopping you lose your rag?
Sort of. I used to be a bit of a yeller at something. I'd get quite angry. The red mist would go into the eyeballs and I'd lose my stuff. Then sort of get that guilty feeling. Now I try visualisations. Yeah. You know, like pretending I'm really old and I've come back in time just to this moment. So then I'm like, oh, wow, this moment's amazing. I'm actually getting to spend time as a young dude with my kids.
From the perspective of someone Corbett's age or even older. Oh, that's a useful way of
either do that or distract them with something like, do you want some spirulina or a bowl latte? Something really random that just changes.
You love your kids more than anyone else on earth, but you talk to them in a way you would never talk to a colleague, right? Or a friend. For some reason, they bear the brunt of it.
Yeah, I think these ideas and advice for, you know, how to control yourself are all fine and well, but like it triggers, right? Yelling never happens when you're expecting it.
Yeah.
So we've actually started scheduling it at home.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, 9:30 every night we have yelling and get it all out of our system so it's not sneaking up on you. And have a good yell and get it out of the way.
I'm going to take Di's advice.
OK, you're cool.